we got a new nasty sandwich. It's nastier than ever.
That's what we're saying.
Raw materials, manufacturing, and performance. It has to all come together.
We're at STAFTA for 2023, and we're in the Diablo booth. And they're like teeing this whole presentation up for us, it seems. We have our special guest. It's going to run for us.
Hey.
Steve is back.
Hey, welcome to 2023 STAFTA. Hey, Vince, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. It's always good to see you. You ready to start?
I'm super ready.
I'm
always excited.
We're going to jump right into the next generation Demo Demon, the ultimate framing and demolition circular saw blade.
I gotta be honest. Yeah. So every time I visit with you,
right,
I have this like, there's no way Steven can outdo what he did last time.
We got a great team, right? So a lot of great technology, a lot of great manufacturing, but yes, I think we have done it, right? So we took it to the next level, starting with the carbide. Only saw blade manufacturer, we make our own carbide. That gave us the ability to address some really nasty materials. What we're gonna cut today, we're getting into these micro lambs.
I didn't even notice what these were
at
first.
Oh yeah, we went straight to the LSL, LVL micro lambs. You're talking 30, 40% resins in here. So not just wood pressed together, it's got all that resin in there. And what happens when you cut that?
Oh yeah, it gums up the carbide.
Right.
Before we have William cut it, you might not know what the nasty sandwich is.
Yep.
What is in this thing?
Right. So we got
the micro lamb.
Got the micro lamb.
We have the lamb fasteners.
Yep.
And then what's sandwiched in there?
2 layers of asphalt shingles, 2 layers galvanized flashing, 1/4-inch piece of plywood. So a standard competitive 7 1/4 carbide tip blade, 36 volt Makita. Let it rip. So that material is so dense, that's what's slowing it down. And then once it starts hitting the fasteners, you can see this part. And the carbide, it's already gone, right? So just making cross cuts on this material, it stresses out the blade, it heats up. He's not gonna be able to track a line. So we really worked on not only the carbide, the stability of the blade, we had to address all those factors. So that's when we'll see next gen. All right, you're not going anywhere. You're gonna put a lot of technology, new carbide. We've got different anti-vibration slots. We've got the design here. So not only is it, we've got the pyramid tooth, but we also have a really small chamfer on the edge of that ATB. And we got that tooth locked in there. So a lock tooth brazing, proprietary lock tooth brazing technology that keeps that tooth on there when it's in the material.
I have a simple innovation that I'm gonna ask for right now.
Okay.
Hey, Diablo. Why don't you make a worm drive specific saw blade in this Demo Demon? This way we could have your fancy lettering on the outside. We could show it off a little bit better. That would be fantabulous. So I'd like to request a worm drive blade specifically so I can look at your lettering.
Okay.
As I'm running my saw. Can we do it?
Hey, anything's possible.
Anything's, all right, good, beautiful.
Okay, so here we go. Same material, next generation Demo Demon. Let it rip. So it's just eating right through those fasteners, right? There's a difference between cutting and grinding. It's all right. Sorry.
Oh my God. Did you see all that in there?
But just look how clean that is, right? It looks like you're doing cross cuts in 2x4, 2x6. So but look how nasty.
Yeah. No burning. You can see no burning there. I'm amazed.
Right? Look at that blade, it's not even.
Can I feel it?
Yeah. It's a little warm, but.
Yeah, no.
I mean, compared to the almost fire you saw with that first blade, right?
Yeah.
Only cutting a few bolts.
Carbides look great.
Yeah. So graphics on the other side.
So I have a question.
Yes, sir.
The geometry in the carbide helps to reduce gumming from the lamb.
So the quality of the carbide
okay.
and the tolerances that we maintain on grinding allow it to stay sharper longer.
Okay.
So that way the resins aren't such a big deal, right?
Gotcha,
You're staying sharp, so you're cutting through it.
Gotcha.
Now, the PermaShield coating, right? The PermaShield coating does have an impact on that, less corrosion, but also less gumming as it's cutting
Less
through.
gumming, just keep it cooler?
Yes, essentially, but yeah, because you're not gumming up, you're not getting that additional drag. You can see, this is not a coating, this is paint, all right? It's already worn it off, you can see where it's stressed out.
Right. Is there any trickle down because of this new technology? Or is it allowing you to make improvements maybe in your standard 24 T-Fis's blade?
Carbide used to be a very small part of power tool accessories, now it's a very big part.
Yep.
And we can take that technology, yes, and we can tailor it to masonry drilling, to metal cutting. You've seen us cut some metal, tailored over to reciprocating saw blades. Continue to see that. OMT, that multi-tool blade, it's unbelievable what you can do with that these days. And it all comes from that knowledge.
Pretty much the oscillating multi-tool, the carbide, the demo demons.
Yep.
I use them exclusively.
Yeah, because there was a lot of carbide blades for OMTs, right? But what happened when you put them in clean wood?
Oh yeah.
What did you see? You saw smoke go everywhere.
Yeah, because
and then when you run into a screw, they would cut the screw, right? But at this time, you're having to pull it back out because you already smoked up the whole house.
Yes,
I got a solution for that.
Okay, we're ready.
What we have here is a carbide tip blade from the competition for both metal and wood, right? It's rated to cut metal and wood. You've seen that. Right. You're in, again, not a good situation, right?
Yeah. I mean, it cut. It got through.
Right. But now your smoke alarm's going off, or if you're the contractor, you got to get a fan to get
That's it. Yeah, the first thing
smell
you're
out of
doing
the
is
house.
taking the batteries out of everything.
Right? So specifically nail embedded wood. The other thing that we do is you'll notice it's got a small curved edge at the beginning, right? So why is that important? If you're doing melamine or a really fine material, you want it to be able to start. Remember, this thing's oscillating back and forth really fast. And if you're hitting the corners and bouncing all over the place, you could have been damaging the material. If you're trying to make a finished cut, you need it to start. So it almost kind of feathers that, feathers it out, gives you, once you set your kerf, now you can just plunge right through if that's what you need to do. But what we're gonna do now with the Diablo, first to the market, carbide tip for nail embedded wood, and you're gonna see the difference in the performance as it flies through the clean wood with no smoke, but it also can take on the fasteners in the wood. And again, no burning there.
No burning.
Nice and clean.
Here's the thing though. Here's the thing I don't want the viewers to gloss over. It says nail embedded wood. Generally nails are much softer than screws.
Right.
We just cut through screws.
Right.
With no burning.
Well, like you said, drywall screws, construction screws, cabinet installer screws.
Yes.
That's terrible. When you're ripping those out.
Yes.
Again, I know it might be a demo job site, but you don't want to put all that smoke
Oh,
in
it's
it.
the truth.
And then what happens when you do that? That's a $15, $20, $25 saw blade that you got to throw away.
Yes.
Right? So the goal is to make that job better for you, better for your tool, more cuts for your battery, better for the environment.
So if we're going to be encountering wood with nails and possibly screws, that's the product we're going with.
That's it. You want to see some hole saws?
Yeah, All right. I want to see some hole saws. Sure.
Rough in hole saw. Traditionally, market was either a bimetal hole saw, which worked but had a tendency to burn. Now you're digging plugs out, especially if you're in a moist environment, which sometimes that case is. Self-feed bits, really fast. But self-feed, you had to have a right angle drill. You couldn't run it with a pistol grip drill. Created a lot of mess, right? We got fine dust here versus self-feed. You literally have to have an extra labor on the job site. Time is money, extra labor. So if you can eliminate that labor, make the job easier. And then you have potentially, you got to carry this huge right angle drill around. And you might have to go in between studs, or you might have to go over your head. This tool already weighs enough. So how do we make it better, right? So we want to make fast holes for penetration. Occasionally we're going to counter, we can counter screws, we can counter nails, so we need a solution for that. So the carbide tip, low tooth count, rough end hole saw from Diablo, it fits into our Snap Lock Plus, so it truly is, a quick change. I can change from 2 9/16, for example, all the way up to 4 inch, 5 inch. If I need to go do a toilet, switch back over to supply lines, go down to a 7/8. It's all one mandrel. clicks right in.
That's crazy.
Clicks right out, right? Pops into the drill, and now we're ready to make a hole. So.
And that's a standard 7/16?
Yeah. Yep. All right, so here's the competitive bit, right? They have a low tooth count hole saw, but it's designed for the same application, but you're gonna see the difference in the design, and it's gonna take a while, believe it or not. Even with this 10-pound weight hanging on, it's gonna take a little bit of time to get this through. That way, if I'm in between studs or overhead or even this, it's extra time. So 10 pounds of weight, competitive solution here, 2x6, just clean wood, versus the Diablo rough end carbide tipped hole saw. We've got the whole right angle brushless. We're just gonna pull the trigger, see how it goes. 3, 2, 1, hit it. Right. So it's just that extra time and extra work, right? So the way we design, again, you talked about the carbide, it's about the brazing, it's about the grinding, it's that, you know, the geometries, allows it to make it easier on the tool, easier on the end user. It gives us more flexibility. You know, if he needed to change that out to a different size, different application, you know.
I think one of the best parts I liked about that was he drilled this hole, cleaned out his plug. Right. You were still drilling. I think the cleaning out the plug part's really awesome. You really outdone yourself again.
We're trying.
How do you do it?
Well, it all comes down to what does the end user need, right?
Yeah.
We have to listen to the end user. We have to be curious. We have to understand the challenges they're facing on the job site.
You outdo yourself every time I meet with you. I appreciate you taking some time.
Great to see you.
And I feel like when Steven takes into account what you need on the job site and then has his engineers make it, then smash the like button. It's free for you to do. It doesn't cost you a dime. You'll get 7 years of good luck. Once again, thank you, brother.
Thank you.
If you want more Diablo, then watch this next video because Steven's might be in that video too, and I know you all love him. See you all on the next one. I'm with Steven. You know what he wanted to tell you, Flint?
It's Diablo.
Not Diablo.